Shasky versus Zilly here. Just sending you some love. Happy 40? 40th birthday? Wow, that's a big deal, man. Happy birthday. Man, I don't know if, I was going to say, good luck with dealing with Bonte every day at work. But yeah, dude, happy birthday. It's a blessing to have another year of life. And just sending you so much love, man. Happy birthday, dog.
Thank you, Festus.
Festus coming through in the clutch.
He was like 40. Damn.
40. Yeah, he's an old dude. Festus is like 33 with an 8-pack. All his limbs.
Jeez.
No body fat. But we're celebrating Shasky's birthday. We're celebrating the Niners win. We're celebrating the Warriors win. But the Warriors getting their second row win yesterday against the T-Wolves. They dropped 47 on Minnesota. And I watched the game back last night, Shasky, thinking, Minnesota's lucky the Warriors didn't drop 50 on them. I mean, God, the team stinks. Stink. D'Angelo Russell, talk about a highway robbery.
Good thing they got Gobert.
Oh,
That guy.
wow, what a stiff he is. Let's go to RJ Fairfield. He's been on hold for a while. Rhea will get to in Lancaster. RJ in Fairfield, good morning to you, man. What's happening?
Good morning. Hey, happy birthday, Shasky.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for bringing all that emotion in the morning, man. We need it.
Thank you.
Energize the day.
Yeah.
I want to point out the game yesterday. Man, that was a hard-fought game. Every time we play this, it's a very intense game. It feels like a division game. And for some reason, we always play close with them. Mm-hmm. And I just want to shout out to Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings is the unsung hero of this game, guys. I don't think he gets enough love, but I think he's always coming through on those third downs. I felt like I was watching the defense this whole game.
Yeah.
Because the Saints, shout out to the Saints. The Saints were moving the ball.
No
Andy
doubt.
Dalton was getting out of the pocket. Andy Dalton was getting out of the pocket, making throws. He was escaping that pass rush, guys. But when it came down to it, when it got to the red zone, I was not concerned. And Vontae, real quick, I just want to shout out the moment of the game. Moment yesterday that made it for me was Sean McVay catching that shoulder. I love it.
That was so great.
Yeah.
No doubt. I thought he got a concussion on the play down in Kansas City doing that. So shout out to RJ for that. Good call.
And on Jawan Jennings, it's very interesting that people bring this up. We've talked to Baldy at length, like how many playmakers do you need? And how many is too many in terms of feeding the beast?
Right.
There is something about the 49ers have always had a reliable number 3 wide receiver when they were good. Yep. Mike Wilson back in the 80s.
No doubt.
Okay. Ed McCaffrey in the early 90s. Mike Sherrard, Nate Singleton, Ty Streets. Like I can go through their history. I mean, even at times I thought J.J. Stokes was a nice number 3.
You had Owens and Rice.
Yeah, and so Jawan Jennings fits right into what they need to do. And on that drive right before halftime, it felt like Jimmy was just feeding him over and over. Now, I didn't love the 3rd and goal when Jimmy scrambled on 4th and they got stuffed. There was a 3rd and goal route. I thought he ran it a little short. Mm-hmm. He should have ran it into the end zone, and I think Jimmy would have hit him in the end zone. Whatever. It's neither here nor there. He totally redeems himself on the Honey Badger tip play where he keeps both feet in bounds, lands down in the end zone. That's a hell of a catch.
Hell of a catch. 1 of 3 in the red zone for the 49ers yesterday. I didn't love the play calls. Didn't love them. But you know what? The Saints defense is tough. And a lot of people will look at the record and they'll say, the Saints, this is a lost year for them. Same team that shut out the Raiders.
Yeah.
All right? Same team that smoked the Rams.
Yeah, I'm with
they
you.
have talent. They got to figure out the quarterback position. But Olave's a good player. Jarvis Landry is back wearing number 5 yesterday. I thought they didn't go to him enough or isolate him enough underneath.
How do you go to a red zone situation and Kamara, Olave,
Landry.
And
the tight end's not bad. Johnson.
Well, even Trotman makes plays every now and then. But yes, how are you targeting back shoulder fades for Taysom Hill?
Hey, that was a gift. They did that on 3rd down. I was cackling.
What are you doing?
Cackling.
But what are you doing? I don't
know
the first down play, they run a play action and roll out Andy Dalton. I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Get Andy Dalton on the move. That's where he's the least effective.
Yeah, no, that was a joke. That was an absolute joke. But you know what? The Niners fight. Look, again, this past weekend, you want to run down the scores around the league. before we take some calls. You go just look around the league and how many people got upset. The Raiders upset Seattle in Seattle.
Tampa Bay lost.
Tampa Bay lost to Cleveland in overtime. All right. Jacksonville came back and rallied against Baltimore to win that football game. By the way, was there a delay in that game? That game kicked off a little later than.
I didn't even know.
I don't know what was going on there. But the Packers gave the Eagles everything they could handle. The Falcons damn near upset the Commanders at home, and the Commanders are 7-5 and playing some good football. That's another game we got to look at. Dude, Christmas Eve is going to be tough.
But this is where I'm going back with the Niners, and I love that you're rattling through everything.
Right.
I know we all want to look at the NFC big picture, and I think in years past when you had the two bye
weeks, yeah,
you would say, "Oh, you got to fight to get one of those buys."
Right.
Now, I actually think it does a disservice to the Niners to try to all out. You got to win every single game. Win the division.
Win the division.
Winning the division guarantees you a home game.
Yep.
It puts you in the same kind of spot that you're There's no difference if you win out right now,
Right.
and if you lose a couple and still win the division. As
No doubt.
long as you can win the division, to me, that's the most imperative. So you can't lose your mind about trying to play guys through injuries, whether it be CMC, Jimmy G, whatever. Just win the division.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's the type of performance that'll make you lose games in the playoffs. Well, we're not in the playoffs.
Well, actually, that felt more like a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of how
the intensity.
stingy the other defense
the Saints
was.
came out there and they were hitting.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That was a physical football game. My mom was like, damn, these boys are flying around hitting.
Well,
Guys
Cam
are getting
Jordan's a
ragdolled
stud.
yesterday. Yeah, Cam Jordan's a stud. He was back off of Kamara. You can't sleep on.
No.
They got ballers. Honey Badgers roaming around.
I love Olave.
Dude, Honey Badger, Matthew,
Yeah.
he's balling. So, in the NFL, you don't need to peak right now. I don't need the Niners peaking right now. Their defense is humming. That's a good thing. I've got, what are the Niners? 7-4. They've got 6 games left to get this offense right for the playoffs. They will be fine, in my opinion.
Monte, if they win 10 games, they're fine. As long as they win 10, to me,
That's going 3-3 the rest of the way.
That's what I'm saying, but that's kind of where I'm going at right now. Is they have built themselves enough
Yep.
room to make a mistake here and there. Now that you're a full game ahead of the Seattle, you get that game against them, right? If you can win that, and hopefully you win that last game against Arizona, 6-0 in the division.
Wow.
I mean, 6-0 in the division.
That'd be impressive.
I mean, that to me would be a remarkable season for Kyle Shanahan.
Let's go to Reha in Lancaster. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Is it Reha?
It's Rhea.
Rhea. Good morning, Rhea. You called us before. Rhea, I won't get that wrong ever again.
Yeah.
Rhea, good morning.
Hi, Rhea.
Yeah, how you doing, Rhea?
I'm good. Happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I just wanted to give a standing ovation and a round of applause to my defense
Yep.
because I wasn't expecting them to play as hard because of the short week, the flying, all of that. I know their bodies weren't fully healed, and I just, I wasn't going to be mad if they lost, but boy, was I glad that they showed out. They were playing inspired defense yesterday, and Dre Greenlaw knows how to play that goal line.
No doubt.
That's the reason why we went to the Super Bowl, because he knows how to play that goal line. But Hufanga just flying in there and getting that ball out, I was like, these guys are amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing to me. And I need somebody to lock D'Amico Ryans in a room at the end of the season and not let him get away.
Well, it's interesting that you bring him up because I think that this is one of the better coaching jobs from a DC. Have there been better defenses? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe when Lord Vic was running the Harbaugh defense, maybe that defensive personnel was better than this one. In terms of overcoming adversity and game planning at halftime and setting up adjustments, it doesn't feel like they've been crushed by one thing. Sometimes those teams you're just going to pick on that second quarterback. I keep going back to that. Have they gotten any guy or one part of this defense get picked on?
Nah. They make adjustments.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether it's helping that guy out with a safety over the top, whether it's a linebacker underneath, they're finding ways to help out Lenore so he's not out there on the island. And when he is out there on the island by himself, he's playing some damn good defense. Even, remember last year against Philadelphia, he was on the island by himself against, I think, Quez Watkins.
Yeah.
And he hit him deep. And he got burnt deep. And it was like, oh, boy. But the way he hustled on that play to make a tackle, and then the Niners had a goal line stand against Philadelphia, didn't allow them to score. He makes plays. Even when he gets beat, he's in position to make tackles and to limit that big play. Whether it's a 30-yard pass, hey, I'm going to just keep it at 30 instead of 60 or a touchdown. He keeps part of cornerback. We saw it in the Michigan-Ohio State game. Tight end Stover's on the goal line in the end zone. has to catch.
Yeah.
And the Michigan DB just played through the ball,
Yeah.
played through the whistle, and knocked it out of his hands. Boom, Michigan holds him to 3. Same thing with Lenore. He does that. He plays until the whistle's blown, and he fights all the way through that play. So I'm really impressed with the second-year play out of Oregon.
You know, and they took him and Aubrey Thomas in the same draft. It feels like Lenore, I wouldn't say it's a hit or anything like that. It's looking promising, though.
It does.
It does. For a late-round draft pick, if he can come in and do well, because Hufanga, it looks like he's going to be a Pro Bowler.
No doubt.
A perennial Pro Bowler. I mean, when you are the guy making turnovers happen at that back end level, that's the area that they really haven't had a guy at. Like, they really haven't had a guy who could create turnovers at that last level of the defense in years.
In years. So the defense is forcing turnovers, and the offense is not turning the ball over.
At all.
That's all I want.
Well, there are situations. I'm looking at this offense. There are certain situations, like, for example, first drive, Bonte, they run a third down play. They get down to, it's like 4th and 1.
Right.
And instead of huddling, it felt like they hurried up to the line.
They got sneak.
And I think they handed it to McCaffrey. Whatever they did.
McCaffrey, yeah.
A little McCaffrey, little handoff. And they got the first down. And I was like, there we go. A
Philadelphia does that a lot. You see Philadelphia do it?
That.
Yeah.
I love that. Conversely, 3rd and goal on the drive they got stuffed. It looks like McCaffrey's wide open on 3rd down on the little check down. He throws to Jennings. They get stuffed short. They kind of are discombobulated. They go for it on 4th down. And it's just a broken play.
Yeah.
Nothing's there. Jimmy's got to scramble, and he gets stuffed short. I didn't love that sequence. They've got to clean up those types of plays. Give me more of that, very specific. It looked like to me on that first drive, 3rd down, if we're short, we're going to run up, and we're going to run this play. They knew exactly what they were going to do. I want that same kind of conviction in the middle of the game.
You know, a lot of people are thinking, too, and I'm with you. I 100% agree. They have to clean that up in the red zone. You got to score touchdowns at some point in the playoffs.
Walk away with at least the 3 there.
No doubt. You should win that game.
Especially a game when your defense is manhandling the other team.
No doubt. You shouldn't have to sit there in the fourth quarter thinking, man, this game is still in the balance. You know, they score a touchdown there at 13-7. You're like, oh, boy.
The whole fourth quarter.
Oh, boy. But you clean that stuff up.
Yes.
You don't turn it over. And I think they will be fine at some point. Let's go to, we got another special guest on the line. I think we got Baby Bro. It's the Deli Boy in the building. Deli Boy, what's happening?
What's happening, guys? I'm going to make this real quick. I just want to wish my brother a happy birthday today. You know, I'm glad he got a little Niner win for his birthday to kind of cap off a great week. I love you, bro.
Love you, buddy.
Proud of you. Yeah, man, you're an inspiration to me every single day, brother. I love you so much. And
you got to give me a story real quick, Deli Boy. Big Bro.
How about me beating him at the O Club last Saturday?
No,
that's a story.
Yeah, of course he wants that one. What's the first time you beat him in a video game? The first time you beat him in golf? Because I'm sure your Big Bro could not handle that L.
Well, Tony Hawk was the game that I had him on. You know, he wasn't really a big skateboarder, so he couldn't handle. But when it came to, Ken Griffey or it came to Madden, I just couldn't hang. He always beat me, and sometimes he would even, kind of give me a little bit of a hope. He would unplug the controller and let me think I was playing, When I was so little, oh, yeah, you're playing, I'm pressing.
Oh, my God.
And he was the computer.
Oh, my God.
Working. Oh, yeah. And then when he actually put the controller in, score was run up to 120 to nothing. And of course, I had the Pro Bowl team, and this guy's playing with the Dolphins, and still just crushing me.
What was the game we used to play on Grand Theft where we would try to run around with 6 stars for as long as you could?
Yeah. You try to max out and see who can last the longest. So once you get to 6 stars, you start the timer, and then whoever can last the longest, kind of won. That was a fun one. That was
GTA 3, I think.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of fun time competition playing up. So
we getting Aaron Judge?
I hope so, but
thanks.
Pops is right. Aaron Judge isn't enough. I mean, we need starting pitching too. I mean, are we going to let Rodon walk? We got to sign him back. I mean, are we going to get Turner, Correa? I mean, Judge, I would want. I mean, he's the icing on the cake, but I mean, he's not enough.
Yeah, I'm with you.
This team needs everything from top to bottom. I mean, such as that rotation. If we don't get a starting pitcher, we got Webb, and then Disco.
Kyle Harrison, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Disco.
Yeah.
Love you, bro. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah.
Hey, love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, all right?
All right, Deli Boy. Good stuff.